Every town has its characters, and every hockey team has a goon. But you could travel all around the world maybe and never find another Scoon. He was a fixture here in Carleton Place, an institution, if you will. And even though he only wore size 7, well, he left awful large shoes to fill. And he talked about the old times, and he talked about the new, about who's coaching and who's playing and what he would or wouldn't do, about some kid he'd been recruiting or a show he's putting on, and the town he loved to live for, this town where he belonged. Well, he tried his hands at grocery, but he preferred to sleep till noon. Well, we know he became a DJ, the legendary Tunes by Scoon. He played every venue in the Valley, Kingston and Napanee. Many nights to help a cause, you know, he spun those discs for free. Loved to talk about the Kings back when Rusty wore the C, or the Bears when Scoon was the trainer with Fordo and Millsy. Early on he was a goaltender, but he never won a ring. But he loved to talk about Stevie Y and his beloved Wings. Yeah, he talked about the old times, and he talked about the new, about who's coaching and who's playing, what he would or wouldn't do, about some kid he'd been recruiting or a show he's putting on, and the town he loved to live for, this town where he belonged. He had the resilience of a Jehovah's Witness and the wit of Minnie Pearl, the presence of Andre the Giant, but he was shorter than his brother Earl, the wisdom to show up at mealtime and to stay late after he was fed. If you needed to find your phone or remote, well, he probably took them with him to bed. You could say he was a dreamer, but his heart was always true. And every time the wheels were turning, it seemed he'd bit off more than he could chew. But each time he pulled off a function and the people filled the chairs, he'd hand a check to a charity for their needs and their repairs. There's so many things you could tell a Scoon, really endless what you could say. Talked to Bobby White at the rink one night till the sun came up the next day. And even though he had a large circle of friends, he was close to everyone. That's why he was Citizen of the Year, Carleton Place's own native son. I don't know if it's courage or a high tolerance of pain, but Scooney lived life to the utmost since they first opened up that brain. We saw Merle down in Syracuse and the Yankees in the pouring rain. I never thought I'd say this, but I'd love to hear him go on about them Red Wings once again. If you consider world's possessions, I guess you could say Scoon was poor. But what mattered most to Scoon, I think, you won't find in any store. Never seemed to worry about money much if he had enough to catch the game. He craved fellowship and conversation, and he loved to know your name. Well, what's Scoon doing up in heaven now? Well, I'm pretty sure I know. He's already booked Johnny Cash and June and Waylon for a country show. He'll offer praise to his maker, and even though he was only 42, the Lord will say, "Welcome home, Scoon, my son. You did all that you could do." And they'll talk about the old times, and they'll talk about the new, about who's coaching and who's playing and what he would or wouldn't do, about some kid he'd been recruiting or a show he's putting on, and the town he loved to live for, this town where he belonged, the town he loved to live for. Carlton Place, Scooney, you'll always belong.